We are kicking it with the coaches. This week we're at Wetumpka High School. Head coach Bear Woods, first year on the job. Coach, how things going?
Man, things are going great. A lot of excitement, a lot of energy, a lot of buy-in by the players and the families. You know, our community as a whole, everyone is bought in, and we're winning the moment together.
I love the story about you and your family and how you guys arrived in Wetumpka. You played at Troy. Your wife was a cheerleader at Troy. Kind of tell me how you guys ended up landing in Wetumpka.
Yeah, my wife is from Tallahassee, Alabama. She's an Elmore County girl, and we met at Troy, and friends at Troy, dated at Troy, and once I started dating her, she's the only girl I ever dated since, and now we're happily married and 4 kids, and Wetumpka's our home. We know we wanted to be in Elmore County, so 7 years ago we made Wetumpka our home. You know, we live on North Bridge Street right downtown, and the timing and nature of this position coming available, I mean, it truly is really a dream.
You said she was a cheerleader at Troy, then you went to the Atlanta Falcons. She was a cheerleader with the Falcons. You guys had a little theme going.
That's exactly right. We ran to the tunnel together at Troy. She was a captain of the cheerleading team, captain of the football team. Then we were both on the Atlanta Falcons together. She was a cheerleader, I was a player. We got to run out of that tunnel as well. So a lot of good memories. She loves football, and so do I. We get along.
In the early 2000s, this guy was impossible to miss at Troy. The wild long hair, the face all painted with eye black. Tell me about your character at Troy and what you kind of bring here, that same energy.
Yeah, so the eye black, that was a teammate just begged me to do that for years. He begged me to do it. And I'm not a guy, the dreads came because I listened to rock and roll music. I'm a Rage Against the Machine fan, and I wanted to do it. It was college. That's how the dreads came about. But with the timing of the dreads happening, then I ended up getting the position to start at Troy, and the eye black came. Next thing I know, there's kids dressing up as me. And I think I have a story that people relate to. You know, I was the walk-on quarterback. You know, I had no offers in high school. And then when people found that out, then they see what I like the most about anything I did was I was relentless every time I was on the football field. So that same type of passion is what I'm bringing as a coach, that I'm a guy who played 12 years professionally, and it wasn't because of God-given skill, it's because I was determined to work harder and give better effort consistently than anybody else.
You're off to a great start in your first year as a head coach, 4-1. You were able to bring a lot of guys you knew from college here. Talk about the staff and what the identity of your team, what do you want it to be like? And when people come watch, what do you want them to know about the Wetumpka team?
I want them to see, first and foremost, there's a staff here that is dedicated to serve others. That it ain't about us. I told the guys, this ain't me, Tumpka, this is Wetumpka. And you're going to see that in our staff. They're dedicated to the development of these young men as men first in football. But yes, with the help of Dr. Slater, we've been able to bring in 6 coaches. All of these coaches have all played Division I football. Why is that important? Because they can relate to these parents and to these players because they've lived the journey. They've walked it. They know the recruiting process. And that's going to be a great help and resource. On top of that, you know, these kids can trust the fact when we say this is what it takes. We're not just saying that. We're not pulling this off of something. No, we've lived it. So that trust, we talk about trust the process. We're able to provide that here, and I'm excited about that.
You ever get the itch to put the pads back on one more time and show these kids how it's done?
You best believe it. But they're doing a good job for me. I told them before the first game, I said, for the first time in my life since I was 6 years old, I will not be putting on pads and tackling other people. Y'all got to do it for me. And they're doing a great job.
Tell me about this year's team. You guys have a big game coming up as Greenville. You're off to a great start. Talk about this year's team, what you like about the group.
I like about the group is I call the seniors the tip of the spear. I mean, there's a lot of energy when there's change. And any change, I've been a part of a lot of change in my own playing career. But what I like about it more is that I think they are seeing beyond this season, kind of what they're putting down, the foundation they're putting down. We got homecoming week. This is a first for me. I've never been a part of a homecoming week. A lot of excitement, a lot of distractions. So we're locked into this game Friday night. But the team as a whole, I'm proud that they are putting themselves aside and putting the team first, and that's really what the culture is here, man. We're here to serve. Our saying is win the moment. Why we say that is that we're grateful for every moment because every moment's a blessing from the Lord, and we're going to maximize it to our full potential.
You played professional football for more than 10 years. What's it like being the coach? I know you've done some grooming and developing, but it's a little different probably on game day as far as how you get ready and what you're thinking as you're planning for the entire team and not just your position.
Oh, that's correct. Well, what I found out is as a head coach or the head of any type of organization, if you're the smartest person in the room, it's your own fault. So back to that coaching staff. I got a great coaching staff here, offensive coordinator Jonathan Chandler, defensive coordinator Tyler Johnson, guys who have done it, and I lean on them in times of just not having been there, but in terms of the different preparation, you know, I've got to conserve my energy because I don't get to go cover a kickoff and smack anybody. But, you know, in many ways, it's not very much different because I was that player who was labeled as cerebral, which means I knew everybody's position. So that's really been well suited for me as the head coach. That it's nothing different than how I prepare as a player.
This job feel like home, being a head coach, being in your hometown where you plan to live with your life with your family and your kids?
Oh, 100%. You know, we've been here for 7 years, so prior to this job ever becoming available, this was home for us already. I am the hometown coach. This is where I'm raising my kids in Wetumpka, Alabama. They are Indians, and I'm so excited and grateful for this opportunity and this moment. And I can tell you this, that the buy-in of this community, they're trusting the process, and we're thankful for that.
Will any of your players get to the Bear Woods eye black look, or do they have to earn that?
That's earned. Everything, it can happen, but it's got to be earned.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this week at another big game. That's it for this week's edition of Kicking It with the Coaches.